Ever wondered why today's politics seems more like a comedy show? Well, let's dive into the rabbit hole and try to make sense of this circus. A significant shift has occurred in our political landscape. It's not your grandfather's politics anymore. Gone are the days when politics was a solemn, serious affair. Today, it's more akin to a boxing match in a comedy club. We've got politicians throwing verbal punches at each other while cracking jokes that would make a stand-up comedian blush. And the crowd, they're loving it. So, what's behind this shift? Why have our politicians swapped their diplomatic discourse for a more aggressive and at times hilarious style? Firstly, the advent of digital media and social networks has transformed the way politicians communicate. The immediacy and transparency of these platforms have enabled a more direct and often confrontational style of political communication. There are no more smoke-filled back rooms. It's all out in the open now. Secondly, humor has infiltrated our politics like never before. The rise of satirical news shows and online platforms that blend comedy with political commentary has changed how we consume political news. These outlets don't just report the news, they make us laugh while doing it. They highlight the absurdities and contradictions in politics, making it seem like a well-scripted comedy show. Social media platforms have also played a critical role in this comedic invasion. Politicians and their critics are using humor as a tool for engagement, commentary, and criticism. Memes, GIFs, and witty replies have become standard weaponry in the political battleground. And let's not forget the change in political culture. Politicians are using humor to appear more relatable, to connect with younger demographics. This approach has blurred the lines between entertainment and serious political discussion. But here's a caveat. Humor and aggression in politics can be subjective. What one person finds funny or aggressive, another might view as offensive or serious. So tread lightly, my friends. Has the political arena become a stage for comedians, or is there more to this humor-infused, aggressive style of discourse? Stick around as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic. The digital age has transformed everything, even politics. The sweet, chaotic world of digital media, where politicians can be just as keyboard warrior as the rest of us. You see, in the good old days, when politicians wanted to trade barbs, they had to do it face to face. They'd put on their best suit, make sure their tie was straight, and head out to the press conference or debate stage. Now they can do it from the comfort of their own home, in their pajamas, with a cup of coffee in hand. Social networks have turned politics into a 24/7 real-time spectacle. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they've become the new political battlegrounds. Politicians can now bypass traditional media channels and communicate directly, and often aggressively, with the public. And let's be honest, there's something quite entertaining about watching a politician try to squeeze a complex political argument into a 280-character tweet. This direct line of communication has its pros and cons. On the positive side, it provides a level of transparency and immediacy that was unheard of in the past. Politicians can respond to events in real time, share their perspectives, and engage with their constituents on a more personal level. On the flip side, the immediacy and the lack of filters can lead to a more confrontational style of political communication. Sound bites, gotcha moments, and online feuds have become the norm. Politicians are now not only expected to govern, but also to entertain. And let's face it, a well-timed zinger or a savage clapback can rack up likes and retweets faster than a detailed policy proposal. Bottom line, the digital sphere has stripped away the formalities, and politics is now a real-time, bare-knuckled brawl. It's like watching a boxing match where the gloves are off and the boxers are armed with memes, hashtags, and viral videos. So grab your popcorn and buckle up, because in the digital age, politics is not just a spectator sport, it's a full-contact game. News or comedy? Why not both? This is the question satirical media platforms have posed, and boy, have they made a compelling argument. Imagine this, it's the end of a long day, you're tired, you're stressed, and you want to catch up on the world's happenings. But the traditional news is often a heavy dose of reality. Enter satirical news. These shows and platforms have taken the hefty world of politics and given it a humorous twist making it more accessible to the everyday Joe and Jane. Satirical media is the silver-tongued jester in the court of public opinion, combining the seriousness of current affairs with the levity of humor. Shows like The Daily Show and Last Week Tonight have become household names, their hosts the jesters-in-chief, delivering news with a side of laughter. But it's not just about the laughs. These platforms have a knack for highlighting the absurdities and contradictions in politics. They strip away the pomp and pageantry, revealing the sometimes ridiculous reality underneath. And the public, they eat it up. It's like a cheat code for engagement. Moreover, these platforms have democratized political commentary. They've given the ordinary person a chance to understand and engage with complex political issues, all while chuckling at a well-timed punchline. It's a win-win, really. But wait, there's more. Satirical media has had a ripple effect, influencing how politicians themselves communicate. They've learned the art of the punchline, the witty retort, using humor as a tool to engage with their constituents. Politics is no longer a solemn affair, but a stage where wit and satire often steal the show. So the next time you find yourself laughing at a political gaffe on a satirical news show, remember, it's not just comedy, it's also a commentary on our political landscape. It's a reminder of the absurdities that often go unnoticed, of the contradictions that are sometimes brushed under the rug. Satirical media has turned politics into a laugh track, highlighting absurdities and contradictions. And that, my friends, is the power of satire in today's political discourse. Politics, now served with a side of memes and GIFs. The digital age where even politics finds its way into the land of cat videos, viral dances, and yes, memes. Social media platforms have become a bustling marketplace for political engagement, commentary, and criticism, all sprinkled with a healthy dash of humor. Let's start with the politicians themselves. They're no longer just the stiff, serious figures in suits and ties. They're now meme lords, hashtag creators, and viral tweet crafters. They're using emojis, sharing GIFs, and even, dare we say it, cracking jokes. It's a brave new world out there, folks. And then, of course, we have the critics, the commentators, and the armchair analysts. These keyboard warriors are always ready to pounce with a snappy comeback or a clever meme. They're turning political discourse into a game of wit and humor. It's like a digital comedy roast, but with more hashtags and less laughter. But let's not forget about the memes, the real MVPs of social media politics. They're the language of the digital generation, a way to condense complex political issues into bite-sized, shareable content. They're funny, they're sarcastic, they're sometimes downright absurd, but they are also a powerful tool for engagement and commentary. They can highlight contradictions, expose hypocrisy, and yes, make us laugh. They're the political cartoons of the 21st century, but with more cats. But what does this all mean? Well, it means that politics is no longer just a dry, serious subject debated in hushed tones. It's now a trending hashtag, a viral meme, a witty tweet. It's a battleground of humor and wit, where the weapons are GIFs and the currency is likes. It's a place where politicians and the public can engage directly, bypassing the traditional media filters. It's messy, it's chaotic, but it's also incredibly entertaining. So the next time you scroll through your social media feed and see a political meme, remember, you're not just laughing at a joke. You're participating in the new age of political discourse. Because in the end, politics is no longer a dry subject, it's a trending hashtag. Our politicians, now more relatable, funnier, and memeable. Welcome to the new era of politics, where the line between a comedy show and a political debate is getting increasingly blurred. It's a fascinating cultural shift, one that has seen politicians transform into modern-day jesters, using humor to connect with younger demographics. You see, humor has become the new currency of politics. In the past, politicians were these distant figures, always serious, always formal. But today's politicians are a different breed. They're out there, making jokes using slang and even dabbing, yes, dabbing, in public forums. It's like they've attended a crash course in how to be cool 101, and the reason behind this transformation is simple: to be more relatable. Now, why the sudden need to be relatable? Well, the answer is quite simple. Younger demographics are not just the future, they are the present. They are the ones who are actively participating in discussions, the ones who are shaping public opinion, and the ones who have the power to swing an election. So, it's no wonder that politicians are pulling all stops to connect with them. But this shift in political culture is not without its complications. In their zeal to be funny, politicians often blur the lines between entertainment and serious political discussion. A cleverly crafted joke can make a policy sound appealing, but it can also trivialize serious issues. It's like serving a bitter pill wrapped in sugar coating. It might taste sweet, but it can leave a bitter aftertaste. Moreover, this trend of using humor also raises questions about the authenticity of politicians. Are they genuinely funny, or is it just a facade to win votes? It's a question that's open to interpretation and adds another layer to the complex world of politics. In the quest to be relatable, the political culture has taken a humorous turn. Politics is no longer a dry, boring affair. It's a comedy show, a meme fest, and a slapstick drama, all rolled into one. And while it's definitely more entertaining, one can't help but wonder, at what cost? When the going gets tough, the tough get funny. Welcome to the sixth scene in our journey through the rollicking world of modern politics. We've laughed, we've frowned, and we've scratched our heads. But now, let's dive into why humor has become such an essential tool in our political discourse. In today's world, politics is a complex beast. It's a whirlwind of policies, debates, and decisions that can often feel overwhelming. But just like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, a dash of humor can make the bitter pill of politics easier to swallow. For both politicians and the public, humor serves as a coping mechanism in navigating this intricate and often distressing landscape. Picture this: a politician stands at the podium, delivering a speech on a contentious issue. The room is tense, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. Then, out of nowhere, a joke. Laughter breaks the tension, humanizing the speaker and making the issue at hand seem a little less daunting. That's the power of humor in politics. It's not just about cracking jokes, it's about building bridges, fostering connections, and making the complex understandable. On the other side of the coin, for us, the public, humor helps us digest the daily onslaught of political news. It's a survival strategy, a way to process information without being overwhelmed by its weight. Through satire, memes, and witty commentary, we can engage with politics in a way that's both entertaining and enlightening. But here's the kicker. While humor can act as a buffer against the harsh realities of politics, it also shines a spotlight on them. It highlights the absurdities, the contradictions, the glaring flaws that might otherwise go unnoticed. In doing so, it sparks discussions, debates, and hopefully, change. So next time you find yourself chuckling at a political cartoon or a sharp tweet, remember this. You're not just laughing. You're coping, engaging, questioning. You're participating in a grand comedic tradition that's as old as politics itself. In the face of complexity and distress, humor becomes our refuge. Keep this in mind as we continue our exploration into the fascinating world of politics and humor. One person's joke is another's offense. A simple yet profound statement that perfectly encapsulates the subjectivity of aggression and humor in politics. Just as beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, so does the perception of aggression and humor. What might tickle the funny bone of one individual may very well be a jab to the gut for another. This difference in perception is shaped by a plethora of factors, including personal beliefs, cultural contexts, and even one's own political leanings. Consider this. A politician uses a punchy, sarcastic one-liner to call out an opponent in a debate. To their supporters, this might be a moment of humor, a witty jab that lightens the mood and makes their candidate more relatable. But to the opponent and their supporters, this could be seen as a harsh, aggressive attack, a cheap shot that steps beyond the boundaries of civil discourse. Moreover, cultural contexts play a massive role in shaping our perceptions. A joke that lands well in one culture might fall flat or even cause offense in another. This is especially true in our globalized world where political commentary often crosses borders. What's considered funny or aggressive in one corner of the globe may not hold the same weight in another. And let's not forget political beliefs. They can act as a lens through which we perceive aggression and humor. Depending on where we stand on the political spectrum, the same comment can elicit a chuckle, a grimace, or a shrug of indifference. So, the next time you find yourself laughing at a political joke or bristling at a politician's aggressive rhetoric, take a moment to consider the subjectivity of your perception. Remember, what you find humorous or aggressive may not be universal. It's shaped by your personal beliefs, cultural contexts, and political leanings. In the end, the comedy show of politics is a matter of perspective. So, is politics a comedy show or a boxing ring? Well, it can surely feel like both at times. We've journeyed through the digital landscape that has turned politics into a more aggressive and humorous spectacle. The immediacy and transparency of digital media and social networks have transformed political communication, making it direct, sometimes confrontational, and yes, often entertaining. We've seen how satirical media outlets and social media platforms have infused humor into politics, highlighting the absurdities and contradictions that make us laugh, cringe, or both. We've also noted the cultural shift in politics, where humor is used as a tool to connect with younger demographics and as a coping mechanism in the face of complex and distressing political issues. Remember, perceptions of aggression and humor in politics can vary widely. What one person finds funny, another might view as offensive. While today's politics may seem like a comedy show, it's a reflection of the times we live in. And who knows, maybe laughter is the best political strategy after all.